Nick, you can handle the intro and everything, and we will check the tech things. George, just let us know that we are live.
Yes, as far as I can tell, we are live. Hello, everyone.
I think we're not live on
Welcome.
LinkedIn. I haven't clicked it. I don't get the signal there.
Just wait one moment until everything is
Can see
ready.
we're live on YouTube. On LinkedIn, indeed, it looks like we're not live yet.
Yeah.
Just give it a sec.
Don't see how to stop the uploading for the video quality.
I have stopped it, Nick. You're okay.
I see the uploading on me happen.
Okay, so
okay, we can go. We are going now live.
That's great. So, I mean, Nick, you can start with a short intro about us, a few things. We're live on LinkedIn as well, so we're good. We're good to go.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It seems we're correctly live on LinkedIn, and hope we see you all here. So I'm Nick. This is my partners in crime, Zacharias and George. We are the growth vipers. We are technical marketers, and we love testing a lot of tools. And we started after a bit of increase testing vibe coding, starting with Lavabold and Bold, then Replete and some other things. George is playing with MCPs right now. So again, I'm Nick. I'm the head of growth at Cyberbit, a cybersecurity readiness company. Zacharias is the growth marketer at Restartt. Before he was at Minutia, so sister companies. And we are here to show you how we build apps from small to more functionable with vibe coding, and show you the neat little tips and tricks on what might get wrong. Because, for example, today I'm the last few hours trying to fix errors on one of my apps. So we'll show you how to avoid or how to fix these things. And I will let Zacharias, that has a very nice presentation and prepare a lot of content for today, to go on.
So let's get started. I mean, I hope that you can see my screen now, right?
Yes.
That's great. So as Nick mentioned, this workshop is all about AI coding workflow to actually start building apps fast. And actually here is the table of contents and everything that we will cover. The first thing that we'll see is actually the fundamentals and the basics that you need to know before, let's say, starting building things online. The second thing that we are going to explore is about the whole ideation process and how to start thinking and identifying the platform or the tool or the mini tool actually that you want to start building. Then we will show you actually a use case, something that we built for this particular event, and the whole process of how we do that, the tech stack that we are using, and last but not least, we have a Q&A session, and also we have a few bonuses for you because we are marketers, and we have one caveat for you. So let's get started. Actually, as Nick mentioned, we are growth vibers, and our mission is actually to help marketers, entrepreneurs, and other young pros to help them turn ideas into products using actually all these new tools with AI, like vibe coding and so on. And for today, you are going to learn from me. As Nick mentioned, I'm the head of growth and a growth marketer at Restartt, and he's the head of growth at Cyberbit. We are actually marketers, but as you can see, we are technical, and we're trying exploring all these new tools and technologies that can help us, let's say, do our work way faster. And actually, what to expect for today's event. As we mentioned, this is a beginner-friendly approach, and for that reason, we are not going to show you how to build, let's say, a SaaS platform or something that requires all this nitty-gritty and the technical expertise, but we will focus actually on how to build a short website mini tool, and this is really important, as we will see in the later on. The focus for this session will be actually for browser-based builders, and this is actually apps like Bold.new, Lovable, and others that you can communicate with the platform, and the AI assistant will build something based on your prompts. And the goal from this session is to actually cover the fundamentals of vibe coding, the thought process and the methodology that we are using. And this is something that you can use on your own. And this is really simple, the simplest process that we can find. So before we dive into the interesting part, actually building this mini tool for us, we can explain a few things about the basics, the fundamentals of building. And this is actually the most, the slide with the most content. And this is because we have to explain a few things. It's actually 5 important things that you have to know before starting building something on your own. The first thing is the front end. Actually, the front end is where the users see and clicks and actually use the platform. The backend, and the backend actually refers to the server side of the web application, which is handling actually all the data and processing them and so on. There is another part which is called the database, and this is basically important for the storage, and it stores all the data that your web application is using. For example, the user information, the content, and other relevant data. One other thing is the libraries and packages. And actually, a package is a collection of relevant files and modules that you can use because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Out there are many libraries for different modules, for design, and many other things. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to find a relevant library that works for you, and you just give it to your AI assistant, and it will do the work for you. And last but not least, there is deployment and also the hosting. And this is actually where your application code and files live, and where you can use it in order to host the thing that you have built. Now we have one more interesting slide, and now I'm pass the discussion to Nick, because this is a little secrets and a few things that Nick found when he was building his own platform. And Nick, you can also share your screen if you want.
Yeah. So I wanted to give this as an example for a very, very specific reason. While it seems very easy to just say to an AI, do this map for me, it's not. Like if you saw the first variations, the countries were not defined. It was a mess of a map. It was not a good map. So I had to go digging, and I will use some tricks that Zacharias was showing me, like a deep research from ChatGPT or Gemini can help you understand the problem. And if you use something I don't really like on AI prompting, act as a product marketer, as a product manager, to define the problem, research resources, and how to implement this in the software. So I ended up spending a couple of hours just to understand the functionality, what language I need to use, and what resources. And you can see that this is functional. I can change the tires, the country tires, and I had an article that was boosted after I updated with this mini tool. It went 2 rankings up on Google SERPs, possibly just because I updated it, but also because I added functionality. I can go and copy. Oh, this time failed. I need to fix it. But there are functionalities here that I added to the article through a mini tool. The trick that you need to go and figure out, and if Zacharias can take over the share and go back to the presentation, is that I figured out that I have to use an open map for JavaScript. I have to use the specific, I think, LeafJet API, LeafJet JavaScript code library. So by finding out and specifying to Lovable that I need leaflet.js to work, and I needed the OpenStreetMap in order to have a baseline, this solved a lot of issues. And I started actually seeing the map. And then there was a lot of troubleshooting in how I specified that I want this to be functional. It was not functional. I could see the map, it was not changing. So you need to specify functionalities one by one if you want it to work correctly. And sometimes you have to understand and be an expert on what you do. For example, another thing that fixed it is that I found that I have to say it's a choropleth map, which is the kind of map you are seeing here. If I didn't specify it, Lovable doesn't know what I have in my mind, doesn't understand what I want delivered. So by specifying little tips, tricks, like using libraries, specific code languages, resources, you help it ground the information and deliver the result. But it needs some research, and you can still do it with AI. You can chat with Lovable, you can chat with Gemini or ChatGPT to give you a structure. But it's not just do this and it's done.
Yes, that's great information. I mean, that's the whole topic because most of us, and this is actually a beginner-friendly workshop because most of us aren't developers or technical guys. So, as Nick mentioned, you need to find the ways to prompt the right way. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. As Nick mentioned, you can just go out there on ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, or other tools and LLMs and just ask what you want to do and how to explain it with the best way in order to achieve the result that you want.
Yeah,
And
even
this is,
asking to look into
yes.
GitHub, just find the right GitHub
Yes, find the right
libraries.
libraries and existing content out there in order to build it. That's right. I mean, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and that's something that after this workshop, I want all of you to have in mind. So, yeah, if I can continue, actually, there are three layers that also you need to remember regarding software composing tools. The first one, and this is the solution that we are going to explore and use, this is the browser-based builders. This is actually tools like Bolt.new, Lovable, Replit, and others. And actually, these tools work online. They are AI assisted, and they basically do all the heavy lifting for you. There are also other solutions like MCPs and SLIs and so on that works as a desktop AI assistants. And these things work locally. Uh, they are repo-aware AI inside your editor, and you can use like software like Cursor and so on. And this is more precise solutions, and also you can do multi-file changes and many other things, versioning. But basically, these things I believe that they are for more, let's say, mature users and not for someone that starts right now. And from there, we have the general, let's say, LLMs, tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, and many other tools like Nick mentioned that we can use in order, let's say, to help you ideate, find the plan map, the features, and everything that you need to know because they can help you find all this information out there. And regarding the ideation process, there are a few tips and things that we would like you to have in mind that you don't have also to reinvent the wheel and build something that doesn't exist out there. I mean, there are countless solutions in order, let's say, to find and cure a pain for the market. And for example, you can use tools like Perplexity, and you can just prompt or ask it to find a list of 10 tedious workflows for the role, actually the specific role that you want this person that works on, and that AI could automate. And you can also ask it which is the most painful and why. And out of these solutions, you can find something to start building. There are also other, let's say, places to look for ideation. One more is Reddit. You can actually use the Google search operator. As you can see it in the screen right now, you don't have to take any notes actually because we'll share everything after the presentation for those who are on our Slack channel. So if you aren't yet, just jump into growthvibers.com and join us. So as you can see, you can use just a simple operator as that. Site reddit.com. Is there a tool and the niche that you are interested in? Or you can just use a tool like Gummy Search, which is actually a search for Reddit, and you can just type anything that you are interested in, like SaaS, and from there you can just search for a solution, platform, pain, or whatever you are interested in. From there, you can just go and visit marketplaces like Upwork, Fiverr, and so on in order to find gigs that have, let's say, a lot of manual work and they are tedious. And you can start productize them with AI. And now you have also the leverage that at this point you also price this software against the outcome and not the effort and the time consuming process. So you can find a service and turn it into a software. And last but not least, you can also find review sites like G2 and many others and try to identify software or apps that have high installs and demand, but they have low ratings. And that means that the users aren't, let's say, satisfied with the existing solutions. So you can just review all these, let's say, comments and try to build something either from a pain point or just build something a little bit better from the existing solutions. And pretty much this is it. I mean, there are countless other ways, like, I don't know.
Zacharias, let's
Yes.
talk about real examples. Like we had
Mhm.
this case, I don't remember the name of the lady, that she created a leaderboard for her sales and marketing team to track some deals and who was posting and what they are getting from LinkedIn. So
Mhm.
that was an internal issue, and there are leaderboards you can buy, but instead of buying it, she did it with one of these tools. I think Josh told me that Ferry Cazzoni created Olivia Brown, his AI
Yes, that's right.
PR agent, through with vibe coding. So it's
That's
an
right.
app to reach out to journalists. Probably he has the mailing list,
Mhm.
create stories for his clients, and send them, and made it in SaaS. And I'm right now having difficulties with API, but I'm trying to build an exploding topics alternative because I do think this will challenge me to learn how to do scrappers and API. And what we have been showing is a lot of mini tools from calculators to functionalities on articles.
Mhm.
So take it as a pain point for your website, your visitors, or your internal team, and this is how you can find it. Even if you decide that I want this mini functionality from a tool that costs $300 per month, and I
Mhm.
just want this small thing that I cannot get depackaged. So you can start with that, solve the problem internally, and it's a good testing ground.
That's right. That's right. I mean, you can start from the main point, and I mean, if you are already a professional, I would start from your own profession. Like you already know the pain points that you face all day long, and you can start building mini tools or solutions to that pains really easy. And you don't have to build the biggest platform out there, but you can build something that can solve your problem. So yeah, that's great information.
And
And
there was a question from Nicolas in the chat.
sure.
I want to address it
Mhm.
because he's asking which tools will recommend. The reality is that there are different levels of tools for what you want to do. For example, I'm used to Lovable, but it can
Nick, I can't hear you.
I think we lost Nick. I can't see him in the chat.
Okay, so let's continue, and I imagine that he will figure it out. So yeah, as Nick mentioned, we want to focus on the actual part on how to build a platform, and in our case, we want to showcase how to build mini tools. And actually, as you can see, here is a established brand that most of you know, and this is Ahrefs. And as you can see, Ahrefs has built a pretty big list of mini tools. Actually, there are more than 50 mini tools on their website listed. And actually, they've done it because they've seen the business value. And what is the business value from all of these mini tools? The first one is that they capture sales demand. Actually, because someone is looking for a solution. It could be a tool, a calculator, a checker, or something else. And there are many use cases and solutions that people are looking for out there. So they actually capture, and as I know, more than 50% of their traffic is actually coming from these mini tools. The second point is that actually from these mini tools, they can showcase their product capabilities, and also, these mini tools is actually addictive because you go to them, you start playing, you start experimenting, and then you are visiting again the website in order to use them because they are free. And these tools are great lead magnets. And last
Sorry,
but not
Zaharia. Sorry
yes,
for interrupting. Can you allow Nick to join the call because I
sure,
think
sure, sure,
he's waiting in the room. Yeah.
sure thing. I mean, these things happens on live
Yeah,
shows.
technology, right?
Oh, okay, now we have Nick back. Okay, so let's continue. No worries, Nick. These things happen on live shows.
Let's move on.
So yeah, as I mentioned, all these mini tools are solving real ICP problems, and that's why Ahrefs and established brand is using more than 50 mini tools to their website. And actually, we were thinking internally with the guys at Growth Vibers that we wanted to build something to solve one of the main issues from, let's say, our group members, and that was building a micro SaaS idea generator. And in order to do so, as you can see here is a screenshot of how it looks like. As you can see, there is a top banner if you are already a Slack member or if you want an invite in order to use the tool. And from there, you can see the Blur session because below it, it can start building your own profile in order to give you personalized ideas that you can build. And as you can see, the process and the thought process that we followed is we started by prompted on ChatGPT that what about we want to start building, and we wanted ChatGPT to create a brief for the browser-based builder that we used, that is bold.new. From there, we shared a few features that we wanted this idea generator to have. The first one was that we wanted to have it as gated, and actually the main way to do so was by having a Slack membership, and all the people that are actually members to our Slack community, they have access to it. From there, we generated a few ideas based on the person's profile. We wanted to keep it as personalized as possible. And from there, we embedded this HTML file on our WordPress site, and it was really easy. So here is the process. We're actually starting by prompting, and I know that you can't see the prompt here because, first of all, it's really big and detailed, but also, as I mentioned, we will share everything and the slides after this presentation, and everything will be available to our Slack members, so you can find everything there. And as you can see, the first prompt was about ideating the idea generator, and actually we shared the idea with to ChatGPT and asked for solutions in order to implement it. And about we asked also about a few things about the functionality and how we can do this gated thing with Slack. And then we took a few decisions regarding what ChatGPT initiated in order to proceed. And the second prompt that we shared, that we asked ChatGPT to create, is actually to create the build brief for bolt.new. And actually, we asked ChatGPT to draft the brief for our mini tool. And here is the prompt. And as I mentioned, we will share everything after the presentation. And here is the brief. And as you can see, we just put the brief inside bold.new. We just copy and paste it, right? We just got the response from ChatGPT, paste it into bold, and voila, this is it. I mean, with one try. And as you can see, we have all the branded colors, everything that we asked it for, because in the initial prompt, we asked ChatGPT to share everything needed from us in order to create this mini tool, like
It's
the brand
important.
colors, the guidelines, the features, everything. So with one prompt, it was ready, right? We just copy and pasted the brief from ChatGPT. And as you can see, regarding the embedded process, we just copy and paste the HTML file because we asked, since it will be on WordPress, on Elementor, we asked just for an HTML code. And we just copy and pasted the HTML code from Bolt and paste it into our Elementor, let's say, builder. And this is it. We just got the results that we wanted, and voila, this is it. We actually have our profile builders, so the users can now create their profile based on their experience, their years of work, their interests, what they're interested in building, the risk that they want to take, and about the budget that they have in order to generate a few personalized ideas based on their profile. And this is it.
Javier,
Yes, sure.
first of all, I really love that you wrote voila on the presentation. So a few things to be careful or to be mindful here. You specify that it was an HTML embed. If you
Hmm.
don't specify, and many other things you don't specify, it's the same with my map. I didn't specify initially that I wanted to be an HTML, and the functionality was limited if you wanted to be embedded on an HTML on a site without extra files on the server or loading other JavaScript files. So
Yes.
every small detail that you can think to specify, it's important. And also one story that we discussed about this yesterday, when you are building it, you were not sure about what kind of ideas it will have there.
Mm.
And we found out that it was preloaded ideas. What
Yes.
does that mean? It's creating things and taking decisions that you are not taking. Every time you create something, the main thing, the essence of your functionality, the value you are giving, you have to control it and you have to decide it. For example, that it might be good to have a library of 100, 1,000 ideas.
Hmm.
Maybe you want to have variables and you say how to then complete a list of 1,000 keywords
Hmm.
times another database of another 1,000 keywords that you
Hmm.
might want to upload it. Or you might want to tell them use an API like OpenAI and create the idea from zero.
Hmm.
So you have to decide if it's predefined or live being taken, or else AI will take this decision for you, and you will not be in control.
Hmm.
And the more you think, and this is the value you are giving. If you are vibe coding, everything is very easy, and there is no barrier to create. The barrier to the next barrier is how you add value, how you think that this is working and giving
Hmm.
value to the end user. You have to add it yourself.
Yes, that's right. And I mean, AI can go rogue in many cases. So to avoid that, you have to first understand what you want to build. That's why I shared two slides about the prompting. And I believe that the prompting is one of the most crucial things before starting building, especially if you are not a technical guy and you don't understand all these complexities and you don't exactly know what you want to build and how to build it. I mean, you have to understand that ChatGPT can propose a few solutions, but you have to take decisions based on these solutions and choose the ones that you feel most confident and that you understand better. Because if you don't understand them, then many things can go wrong. And you won't be able to find out where why all these issues, let's say, appear in the first place. So you have to first prompt, then you have to ask for many different alternatives. Actually, you will see in this prompt that it's not straightforward. I'm asking for the idea, and from there I ask ChatGPT to give me a few alternatives from the easiest one to the harder. And I have to choose based on my situation, based on my build and where I want this mini tool to be deployed, how I'm going to approach it. So this is really important, especially if you are starting. If you are a beginner, if you are not, and I don't know, you are an expert, you are a technical guy, maybe you can skip a few of these steps. But for a beginner, it's really important to start prompting and understanding your capabilities and your knowledge, because you won't understand what's going on in the end.
One
So
more
pretty
fun
much.
story.
Mhm.
We are close to 30 minutes, but we'll stay a bit more. But I see some people live on LinkedIn. Feel
Mhm.
free to introduce yourself on the chat. I only
Mhm.
see Nicolas
Definitely,
commenting and
definitely, definitely,
some people liking but not commenting. Feel
definitely.
free to introduce yourself. Tell us that you are here. Ask questions. George is monitoring everything.
Mhm.
Also join our Slack. You have the link there, and we'll have more private conversations and VIP
Ah,
conversations on the
I
Slack.
mean, Nick, we're closing to the end. I mean, we don't have so many slides, so yeah, that's a good point.
I,
If you have any questions, feel free to drop them on LinkedIn or YouTube or wherever you are watching us from. because
Um,
we are start
I
wrapping
have
things up.
I have one important story to say to explain the
Ah,
limitations.
sure, sure thing.
You remember the case that a guy tried to access Google's cloud database and he got charged, I don't remember, 10,000 or was it more? It was a huge amount
Yes, 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 I
for
know.
just a
I
few
know.
calls that he downloaded
Yes, for
from
an
Google
API.
database. Hmm?
Yes.
So keep in mind that I'm building something that I'm going to use an API from something else. I put limiters.
Yes.
Double checking. We were doing another test with Zacharias, and I was worried with my OpenAI API credits. I put some limits there for €5
Yes, that's
because it
right.
can easily just run on the back and you don't know it, and
That's
you will
right.
never know until you get the bill. So if you don't know, keep in mind the limitations and what you are using.
That's
And
right.
it's good to talk with an AI and advice, talk with an expert and get some advice sometimes. Not if you are not connecting some other tools, but if you are connecting other tools and you have a very big process, the bill can go very big very quickly.
Mm-hmm. That's a good advice. And since we're wrapping things up, and I imagine that most of you won't just stop in building, let's say, a mini tool, and that you want to build something bigger, like let's say, I don't know, a full-fledged app, SaaS or something else. Here are a few tools that we are using, and we will suggest actually that you can start experimenting. We are not affiliated, so you can use any tool that you want, but these are the tools that we have used a few times, and we believe that they can do a pretty good job. So the first one, and it's actually one of my favorites, and as I just mentioned, use it again and again, and use it with open mind in order to understand what solutions it proposed to you. And it's none other than just ChatGPT. The second one, it's the browse builder, base builder that we used, which is Bolt. You can also use Lovable or many others out there, but for our case, we just used Bolt. Regarding the database that we told before, and this is the place that you will store all your data and information, we actually use Supabase, but we can use many other solutions like MongoDB. For hosting, we're using Vercel. And I really like Resent as an email infrastructure tool. From there, for payments, you can go simple and just use Stripe or even PayPal. I mean, it's the easiest tools out there when it comes to payment solutions. From authentication, personally, I'm using Clerk, but you can use whatever else you want. And for design, I mean, that's the main tool everyone is using out there. It's Figma. And pretty much this is it. But we also have one tech stack library on Notion that we will share to our Slack members. So if you are not signed up yet, feel free. And yeah, actually here is the CTA. We introduce you and we would like you to become part of our group, part of our Slack channel. And as we promised, here are a few gifts for you. We actually will give you access to our tech stack library, which is on Notion, and there are all the tools that we are using and suggesting for you. We have a few battle-tested prompts. I'm going to share them after this presentation, and these prompts, trust me, works in all cases and are pretty good. I have used them many times. Um, from there, you will get access to our microSaaS idea generator. We are still adding ideas, since Nick mentioned. And the most important thing that in most cases we forget is actually that you will have the opportunity to connect with like-minded people and communicate openly about the things that you are interested in building. You may find a co-founder, or I don't know, you may find someone that understands you and helps you on all this process. So
Yeah,
if you want, here
we
is,
all
uh,
we all share
yes,
ideas on what we're doing. Like Josh was
yes,
sharing his
that's right.
MCP, I was sharing my mini tools, and some other people are sharing what they're building internally.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good place for conversations. It's a good place also to ask anyone. You can ask us, you can ask other people in the community to help you. And if you cannot build it yourself or you get stuck, we are here for you. That's what we are building, and we're trying to grow it up. And feel free to also share more ideas on what you are looking to learn, because this was our first workshop, but it's also a testing workshop. We want to make more, but we want to know what you are interested in learning. More advanced things, more basic things, more tools, or you want to see a live coding session. I don't know.
Yes, that's right. And I mean, this is a wrap. If you have any questions or really anything, I mean, you can just drop them on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or wherever you're watching us from. We're happy to assist you. We'll stay, I don't know, for around 2 to 3 minutes if we don't have anything else. If Nick don't have any other interesting story to share.
I'm like an old guy. I remember stories and I throw them in conversations. Like I'm a grandfather in a coffee shop.
Hey, hey, Alexis, I mean, I see a few people watching us. Hey, Averios, Nicolas, happy to connect, guys. If anyone has anything,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Alexis share a couple of things in our Slack group. Alexis, if you have any questions or you'd like to share something with us, the stage is yours. So feel free to do so. Uh, there's something actually that I would like to add to a point Zacharias made earlier, which is the point of trying to force yourself to learn how to use tools like ChatGPT or Lovable in tandem to vibe code and create apps. You have to get out of your comfort zone a lot. It, it doesn't really help to stay in the app and just prompt it to build things, but you should rather try to understand what it is building and how it builds it. So it can be really helpful to ask it why do you do this or what backend are we using, what's the structure, um, and stuff like that to make it more clear to you how the AI develops the app as it progresses. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be very complicated at first, and probably 90% of the things that it will answer you won't make sense. But as you progress and you're getting exposed more and more to the process of vibe coding, you will see that some of the techniques or keywords are repeating themselves. And this is how you will start creating your experience, your expertise. Um, yeah, unfortunately or fortunately, there are many technicalities on trying to build an app, especially if you're not a technical person with no coding knowledge. But this having that barrier to entry could be great because it still has you're still it's still not something that can get saturated very fast. So um,
yes, I
maybe
agree.
this is your signal to um, get to know that skill and explore what you can build and how you can build it. And I promise you, this is something that can set you apart in the future as a marketeer or as a product person, because there's no better feeling than not having to ask a developer to build you stuff. So
Jo-
yeah,
George, as you mentioned, knowing some coding, at least some, or how things work, it's a very big advantage. For those who
yeah.
do not, and they need something to hold on, is that you can enable on most of these apps the chat mode, or you can have ChatGPT or Gemini and just tell them to guide. Like again, like an old guy, the last few weeks I have to do some edits on Salesforce, which is a terribly difficult CRM. I have
Yeah.
ChatGPT sending me screenshots, guiding me, and I'm coding on Salesforce that I have never done before, and I'm scared, and I'm managing to do it. If process is well documented, chances
Hmm.
are with smart questions, with follow-ups, you can use an AI to guide you. And if you cannot, get with someone, send us a message. We can go once, help you solve a couple of problems. And if you do it 2, 3 times, connect a server, connect a mail, an email server, connect something, you get to know them and understand how they work. Don't be afraid to experiment. Any grow with say growth vibers, with growth marketers, the mindset is test, go, iterate, try again, and learn something new. That this is something new. Knowing code helps. Not knowing means you have to learn, or at least being able to adapt. That's all. And you have the tools to adapt, or you have people where tools fail. You can ask for someone on a private chat, and you can learn very fast.
Yeah.
That's great. And before closing, just two things to remember, everyone. Like the first one is don't fall into the trap that it's easy to build, I don't know, the next Salesforce with vibe coding. Don't fall into this trap. It is really difficult to build something with substance and value without having any expertise and knowledge. It's really, really difficult and it requires a lot of effort. So don't fall into this trap. And the second thing, which is controversial a bit to the first one, is that there are countless use cases, as the one that we discussed, like as Nick mentioned, we're growth marketers, we're marketers. So for marketing, there is a really high demand on solutions like that, on building, I don't know, small calculators, and things that the users that you are interested in working are looking for. So start by building small things to understand how this process works, and you can see results on many other things. Like you will understand how to build things, you will get value because people will find your try to uh, use your solution and so on. So you don't have to start big. Don't expect to build the next Salesforce or HubSpot out there. But yeah, experiment, put the effort, understand all this methodology and process and everything. And yeah, this will be only beneficial to you and everyone. So happy to hear you all. Thank you, Nick and George. It was a pleasure. And yeah, I mean, till next time.
Next time.